They told her that words had no power anymore, that prayers were only echoes, that promises dissolved the moment they were spoken, and that love, once broken, could not be stitched back together without scars. But Anna had never believed in powerless words. She believed in stories, in breath held between sentences, in the quiet strength of asking the impossible. She stood by the window of her small apartment, watching the rain slide down the glass like transparent veins. The city outside was grey, exhausted, moving on without noticing her pause. Somewhere in that city was her husband. No, not her husband anymore. People corrected her gently, carefully, as if she were made of glass. Somewhere was Mark, living a life that no longer included her name. "Bring back my husband," she whispered, not to God, not to fate, but to the silence itself. Anna and Mark met when nothing was certain. They were young, reckless, and convinced that love alone could protect them from everything else. Mark laughed loudly back then, a laugh that filled rooms and made strangers feel welcome. Anna listened more than she spoke, collecting moments like fragile glass ornaments, careful not to drop them. They married without luxury and without fear. Their apartment smelled of fresh paint and cheap coffee. They argued about nothing and everything, about dishes, about silence, about dreams. Yet every argument ended the same way, with the certainty that they belonged to each other. Until one day, Mark stopped choosing. It did not happen suddenly. Love rarely leaves in a single step. It retreats like the tide, quietly, persistently. Mark began to come home later. His phone was always face down. His laughter changed rhythm, learned a melody Anna could no longer follow. When she asked what was wrong, he answered, "Nothing. I'm just tired." She believed him. Belief was easier than truth. The night he left, there were no screams, no shattered plates, no dramatic confessions. Only a suitcase by the door and eyes that refused to meet hers. "I need time," Mark said. "For what?" Anna asked. "To understand who I am. And who am I to you?" He hesitated. That pause lasted longer than any argument they had ever had. "I don't know anymore." Those words did not cut. They froze. After the door closed behind him, Anna sat on the floor for hours. She listened to the building breathe, to neighbors living ordinary lives, unaware that hers had just fractured. Weeks passed. Advice followed. Let him go. Focus on yourself. If he wanted to stay, he would. They spoke as if love were a switch that could be turned off cleanly, without darkness. Anna did not let go. Not yet. One evening, while sorting old boxes, she found a notebook she did not remember buying. The cover was worn. The pages yellowed. Inside, written in her handwriting, but older, were sentences that sounded like instructions. If you want something lost to return, speak with honesty. Not desperation. Not pride. Only truth. She smiled sadly. An old writing exercise, she assumed. That night, she dreamed of Mark standing in the rain, unable to move, as if something invisible held him in place. He looked at her not with love or anger, but with confusion. She woke up with one sentence in her mind. "Bring back my husband." She began to write. Not messages she intended to send. Letters she allowed to exist without witnesses. She wrote about mornings when she still set 2 cups on the table. About songs that felt unfinished. About her own mistakes, how she chose silence instead of questions, how she believed love could not fail. The notebook filled quickly. And something shifted. She saw Mark across the street one afternoon, staring at a bookstore window they once loved. A mutual friend mentioned him casually. "He doesn't seem happy." Anna did not reach out. She kept writing. Mark discovered that freedom was heavier than he expected. He had left to breathe, to find himself, to escape the pressure of being known too deeply. Yet everywhere he went, Anna followed, not as memory, but as measure. No conversation felt as safe. No silence as honest. Late at night, he admitted what frightened him most. He had not fallen out of love. He had run from it. Loss reshaped Anna. She walked every morning. Learned to cook meals she once postponed. Smiled more easily, not because she was happier, but because she was stronger. One evening, her phone rang. "Mark." She answered calmly. "Can we talk?" He asked. "Yes," she said. "But not about the past. About the truth." They met on neutral ground. I was afraid, Mark admitted, of becoming predictable, of losing myself. And did you find yourself? She asked. No, he said. I lost more. I can love you again, Anna said quietly. But I will never disappear for you. I don't want you to, he replied. They chose slowness. They talked. They listened. They stayed. Arguments returned, but without escape plans. Pain was acknowledged, not avoided. Love, Anna realized, is not the absence of breaking points. It's staying when we reach them. Months later, they stood in the old apartment. This place knew us, Anna said. Can it know us again? Mark asked. Yes. If it meets who we are now. They did not call it a reunion. They called it a choice. A daily one. Anna closed the notebook for the last time and wrote, Love does not return because it is summoned. It returns because it is ready. Outside, the rain stopped. And for the first time, the future did not feel like something she had to beg for. It felt like something she could welcome. Life does not respect neat endings. The word choice sounded strong, almost heroic. Yet Anna quickly learned how fragile it could be. Choosing each other every day was not romantic in the cinematic sense. It was quiet, demanding, sometimes exhausting. Some mornings Mark woke up with fear lodged in his chest. Some mornings Anna woke up alert. They learned not to hide these thoughts. They learned to speak them. One evening, while washing dishes together, Mark broke the silence. Do you ever regret letting me come back? Anna dried her hands slowly. I didn't let you come back, she said. I allowed myself to stay open. He swallowed. And if I fail again? Then I will survive, she answered honestly. But I don't believe you will. Not because you promised. Because you stayed. The world did not make things easier. At a family gathering, someone whispered, once broken, always broken. Anna smiled politely. Later that night, Mark said quietly, I used to think love should feel light. And now? She asked. Now I think it should feel real. Anna returned to the notebook, not to command, but to record. She wrote about fear losing its voice. About how pain, once faced, stopped controlling the room. About how love had changed texture. Softer, deeper, more honest. One sentence stood out. I no longer ask the world to give him back. He stands beside me by choice. Mark proposed again, but not with a ring. He proposed with a question. Can we build something new? He asked, without pretending the old never burned. Anna answered immediately. Yes, but only if we use the ashes wisely. Later came the ring. Simple, unimpressive to strangers, perfect to them. On a quiet morning, Anna stood by the window again. The city outside moved the same way it always had. Once, she had whispered into silence, Bring back my husband. Now she understood the truth. Love is not returned. It is rebuilt, brick by brick, with open eyes, and two people who finally choose to stay. There came a day when Anna realized she was no longer afraid of happiness. It happened unexpectedly. She was folding laundry, listening to Mark hum softly in the next room, when the thought arrived, clear and steady. If this ends, I will survive. And if it continues, I will live. That evening, she told him, I'm not scared anymore. Mark looked up. Of me leaving? Of losing myself, Anna replied. They sat in silence, the kind that no longer demanded reassurance. Mark admitted, I almost learned too late. Anna smiled. But you learned in time. The first real test came not from temptation, but from ordinary life. Mark lost his job. He came home, silent, carrying the weight of fear. Anna didn't rush. She poured tea and sat beside him. You didn't sign up for this version of me, he said. I signed up for the one who stays, she replied. Days were uneven, arguments happened, yet neither reached for the door. Slowly, they learned that love's proof was presence, not perfection. Time slowed. The city moved around them. Mark ran into an old acquaintance, a reminder of life before. Anna waited. He said, I told her I was married. Not because I had to. Because it felt true. The word married landed, warm and heavy. Anna admitted, I trust you. And I trust myself even more. Healing was quiet, consistent, unannounced. Summer evening. Golden sun. Balcony. They shared iced tea. Mark said, "I used to believe leaving saved us. Now?" Anna asked. "Staying is the real courage," he replied. Love exists in countless small acts, choosing each other daily. Tears came. Not of pain, but survival, shared resilience. Outside, the city breathed. Inside, they were home. Together. Autumn painted the city amber. They walked in the park, hand in hand. "I never thought we'd reach this point," Mark said. Anna. "Neither did I. Not perfect, not unbroken, but present." Later, Anna wrote one last note in her notebook. "Love is not returned, it is rebuilt. And we have rebuilt ours, brick by brick." Mark asked, "What's that?" "Nothing," she said. "A reminder of how far we've come." Years later, Anna reflected. Whispers of fear, nights of uncertainty, doubts, they were not failures. They were soil for new growth. Love returned not out of desperation, but as a living, chosen, enduring presence. Part 22 Winter arrived with a soft silence, blanketing the city in white. Anna woke early one morning to the quiet crunch of snow under her boots as she walked to the balcony. The cold air stung her cheeks, but it also cleared her mind. She thought of Mark, asleep in the next room, and of all the challenges they had faced together. Mark had begun a new job, one that required patience, learning, and long hours. He was tired but determined. Watching him struggle and grow reminded Anna of the resilience that lay beneath his calm exterior. She realized that love was not about grand gestures but about showing up, day after day, for the person who mattered most. Later that day, over breakfast, Mark said, "I don't know if I've ever told you how much I admire your strength." Anna smiled. "Strength isn't just mine. It's ours. We've built it together." They sipped their coffee in silence, listening to the faint hum of the city. For a moment, nothing else existed except the quiet understanding between them. Spring came slowly, bringing light and warmth to their lives. They planted flowers on the balcony, laughing when the soil spilled onto the tiles. Each seed was a small promise, a metaphor for their relationship. Fragile, yet full of potential. Anna reflected on the past years. The nights of uncertainty, the fear of losing each other, and the gradual rediscovery of trust. Every small step had mattered. Every conversation, no matter how difficult, had strengthened their bond. Mark noticed her quiet contemplation and asked, "Are you thinking about how far we've come?" "I'm thinking about how far we can still go," she replied, eyes glinting with hope. Love isn't static. It grows, changes, adapts. And so do we. They held hands, feeling the warmth that had nothing to do with the sun, and everything to do with each other. Challenges still came, testing their patience and understanding. Mark's old fears occasionally resurfaced, moments when he felt inadequate or unworthy. Anna had her own doubts too, sometimes wondering if the happiness they felt would endure. One evening, Mark said quietly, "I'm scared that I'll fail you, even after everything." Anna reached out, taking both his hands in hers. "Then fail with me, not away from me." That's what love really means, being brave enough to face it together. They talked late into the night, dissecting worries, sharing memories, and laughing at small absurdities. By the time they fell asleep, they felt closer than ever, their love deepened by honesty and vulnerability. Summer returned with its long, golden evenings. They sat on the balcony, wine in hand, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The city buzzed faintly beneath them, but in their world, there was calm. Mark reflected, "I've learned that love is not about grand gestures. It's either quiet moments, the shared glances, the small acts, the patience." Anna nodded. "And it's in choosing each other, every single day, even when it's hard. That's the only thing that really matters." They shared a smile, feeling a sense of peace that had once seemed impossible. They had not only survived pain, they had transformed it into understanding and connection. Autumn approached again, bringing its familiar amber hues. They walked through parks, leaves crunching underfoot, reflecting on the cycles of life and love. Change was inevitable, they both knew, but the foundation they had built gave them strength. Anna paused to pick up a fallen leaf, turning it over in her hands. "We've been through so much," she said softly. "And yet here we are, still choosing each other." Mark squeezed her hand. Every day with you feels like a gift. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. They laughed quietly, knowing that life's imperfections were now their shared reality, a reality they embraced fully. They began planning small adventures together. Short trips, exploring parts of the city they had never noticed, attending concerts, visiting art galleries. Each experience added layers to their shared life, creating memories that were theirs alone. Anna realized that love was not a single dramatic act but a tapestry of tiny, deliberate choices. Each laugh, each compromise, each touch was a stitch, weaving together a fabric strong enough to withstand storms. Mark, too, understood this. He had once believed love was effortless, but now he knew it was deliberate, requiring attention, patience, and a willingness to be seen fully by another person. Winter returned, harsher this time, with biting winds and early nights. They spent evenings indoors, reading, cooking together, and sharing stories of the past and dreams for the future. One night, Mark said, "I sometimes think about how close we came to losing everything. And yet, here we are. It makes me value this even more." Anna rested her head on his shoulder. It wasn't just luck. It was choosing to stay, even when fear was stronger than hope. They sat quietly, the world outside frozen and indifferent, while inside, warmth and love endured, a testament to resilience and commitment. By spring, they had grown into a rhythm that balanced independence with intimacy. They each pursued personal goals while nurturing their relationship. Trust, once fragile, had solidified into something unshakable. Anna wrote in her journal, "Love is not about returning someone who left. It's about growing together, building a shared life brick by brick, moment by moment." Mark read over her shoulder and smiled. "You've made our love immortal, in a way. Not perfect, but eternal in effort and care." They laughed softly, aware that eternity was not about time but about the consistency of presence, attention, and choice. Years later, Anna and Mark would look back and smile at the journey they had taken. The fears, the absences, the doubts, they were all threads in the tapestry of their love. They had not merely returned to each other, they had built something stronger, deeper, and more real than either had imagined. They understood that love was not returned, demanded, or guaranteed. It was cultivated, chosen, and lived every single day. And in that realization lay their peace, their joy, and their forever. Spring had fully arrived, and the city seemed to breathe anew. Flowers bloomed along the streets, and the air carried the faint scent of blossoms mixed with morning dew. Anna walked through the park, notebook in hand, reflecting on how much life had changed. The world outside moved on, oblivious to the intricate tapestry of love and resilience they had woven. Mark joined her, carrying 2 cups of coffee. He smiled, a mixture of mischief and warmth. "Do you remember when we first planted flowers on the balcony?" he asked. Anna laughed softly. "I do. I was terrified we'd ruin them. And yet they thrived," he said. "Much like us, I suppose." They walked side by side, speaking little, letting the quiet and the simple presence of each other speak volumes. After so many storms, small moments like these felt like treasures. Life had settled into a rhythm, but new challenges began to emerge. Mark's company faced financial difficulties, requiring him to take on more responsibilities. Anna, meanwhile, considered a new project that could expand her career but would demand long hours. One evening, while sharing dinner, Mark said, "I'm worried that I might let you down if I become too consumed by work." Anna reached across the table, taking his hand. "We've faced worse, haven't we? We trust each other to weather storms, individually and together. That's what matters." Mark nodded, feeling reassured but aware that their journey was far from over. They had learned to communicate, to trust, and to remain present. Yet, life's unpredictability continued to test them. Summer arrived with heat and long days. They spent weekends exploring the city, attending festivals, and rediscovering places they had once overlooked. Every new experience strengthened their connection, adding layers of shared memories and joy. One night, under the stars, Mark said, "I sometimes think about how fragile everything felt when I left. I didn't realize that true love requires not absence, but presence." Anna leaned against him. And presence doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up, flaws and all, and still choosing each other every day. They stayed under the night sky, feeling the depth of a bond that had survived doubt, fear, and separation. Their love was no longer naive. It was mature, resilient, and alive. As autumn returned, they decided to take a short trip to the countryside. The crisp air and golden leaves reminded them that life was cyclical. They hiked, laughed, and shared quiet moments of reflection. Anna realized how much they had grown. The fear of losing each other had been replaced by a steady confidence in their bond. She wrote in her notebook, "Love is not about returning. It is about evolving together, learning together, growing together." Mark, noticing her smile, whispered, "You've turned our love into something eternal. Not perfect, but infinitely real." Summer brought unexpected challenges. Mark's company faced sudden financial pressure, forcing him to work longer hours. Anna noticed his exhaustion and suggested, "Let's take a weekend trip. Just the two of us." They escaped to a quiet countryside cabin. For 2 days, there were no emails, no phones, only the wind in the trees, the warmth of the sun, and each other. During a long walk, Mark said quietly, "Sometimes I forget what matters when I'm consumed by work. But being here with you, it reminds me why I keep going." Anna smiled. "We remind each other. That's our strength." Autumn arrived with golden leaves and crisp air. They spent hours revisiting their favorite spots in the city, sharing stories of past summers and imagining the future. One evening, while watching the sunset over the rooftops, Anna reflected, "We've survived fear, absence, and doubt. Every choice to stay has brought us closer." Mark squeezed her hand. "And every challenge has strengthened our love. I finally understand what it means to be truly present." They walk home in silence, letting the city's rhythm mirror their own steady pace. Winter tested them differently. Mark's health suffered slightly from stress, prompting long conversations about priorities and self-care. Anna cared for him with tenderness, preparing warm meals, bringing tea, and simply sitting by his side. One night, Mark whispered, "I don't say it enough, but I'm grateful for every day you've stayed." Anna replied softly, "And I'm grateful for every day you chose to return, not just once, but continually." They shared a quiet embrace, understanding that love was as much about endurance as it was about passion. Spring returned, bringing light, renewal, and hope. Anna embarked on a new personal project, feeling confident in her abilities and in Mark's unwavering support. He often visited her workspace, offering encouragement without pressure. One afternoon, Mark said, "I admire your independence and strength. You've taught me that love isn't possession, it's partnership." Anna smiled. "And you've taught me that love isn't fear, it's courage." Together, they celebrated the harmony they had created, a balance of individuality and intimacy. Summer arrived in waves of heat and long golden evenings. They hosted small gatherings, inviting friends who had witnessed their journey. Laughter, music, and shared stories filled the apartment. During a quiet moment on the balcony, Mark whispered, "Do you remember the first summer after everything changed?" Anna laughed softly. "How could I forget? We were scared, uncertain, yet somehow hopeful." Mark kissed her hand. "And we made it. Every challenge, every fear, it led us here. To this life, this love, this choice." Anna leaned against him, feeling the full weight and warmth of their shared history. For the first time in a long time, fear was absent. There was only presence, gratitude, and the enduring power of love rebuilt, brick by brick. Autumn had settled over the city, painting streets in shades of gold and amber. Anna and Mark walked slowly, holding hands, letting the crisp air and rustling leaves remind them of the passage of time. "Do you ever think about how fragile everything seemed back then?" Anna asked softly. Mark nodded. "I remember fear like a shadow over us. But now it's gone. Or maybe we've grown strong enough not to fear it." Anna smiled. "We've built something stronger than fear. Something enduring." Winter brought introspection. Nights were long, and the world outside was quiet and cold. Anna wrote in her notebook, "Love is not perfect. It is deliberate. It is chosen, nurtured, and lived each day." Mark read over her shoulder and kissed her temple. "Every word of that is true. And I've chosen you every day. Not out of habit, but out of intention." They sat by the fire, the room glowing warmly. Outside, snow fell silently, but inside, their love burned brighter than ever. Spring returned with renewal. Anna embarked on a new journey, a professional project that challenged her creativity. Mark supported her, balancing work, care, and encouragement. One afternoon, while walking through the park, Mark whispered, I used to think love was about finding someone perfect. Now I know it's about growing together, through imperfection and struggle." Anna held his hand, feeling a profound truth in his words. And that growth is our gift. Summer's long golden days reflected the peace they had earned. They revisited places of memory, planting flowers, sharing quiet dinners, and celebrating small victories. Anna said softly, "Do you see how far we've come? From fear and absence to this, presence and trust." Mark nodded. "And it's only because we never gave up on each other. That's what real love looks like." They watched the sunset together, knowing that they had not only survived but thrived autumn once more. Years had passed, but the love they had rebuilt remained steadfast. They sat on the balcony, hands intertwined, reflecting on their journey. Anna whispered, "I no longer ask the world to bring anything back. We've built everything we need, here, together." Mark kissed her forehead. "And I will keep choosing you. Every day, no matter what." They sat in silence, feeling the city breathe around them. For the first time in their lives, the future was not uncertain, it was theirs. A life built on courage, trust, and enduring love. Years later, Anna and Mark would look back at their journey with clarity and gratitude. Every fear, every absence, every moment of doubt had been a stepping stone toward the depth of love they now shared. Love, they realized, is not returned, demanded, or guaranteed. It is cultivated, chosen, and nurtured every day. It grows in small gestures, honest conversations, and the courage to remain present. They had not merely returned to each other, they had built something eternal. Not perfect, but real, resilient, and alive. And in that understanding lay their peace, their joy, and the quiet certainty that their love would endure, brick by brick, forever.